Now, coming to a really big news that I want to share with you. Now, this is going to be a major reveal that I'm going to have on my YouTube channel. Now, most of the news that I do share with you is taken from newspapers that officially share it on their websites, okay, or on print media. However, what you need to understand is in the Middle East, there are a lot of news that are not published or are censored or are removed. In fact, I have a lot of friends who are undercover journalists who share with me information which sometimes can be really scary and shocking. Now, I also get information shared to me by expats who tell me stuff, and that is what I share on my YouTube channel, as you know it. However, this is what I'm going to share with you for the first time in the history of my 11 years of being on YouTube. This is the first time I'm going to share with you with something that is going to happen, or rather is happening. And the funny thing is, this is illegal. What is happening? It is a scam that is going to take place. However, the law or the police, they are not doing anything about it. So watch the video, and decide for yourself whether what I'm saying is true or false. And remember, this is a major public service announcement for all those business houses who will be dealing with these companies, which I'm going to share their names. And you don't have to believe me. Like I told you, don't believe a word that I'm saying, but do your own research. And if nothing else, I would just say that with the information that I give you, use it to be on the safer side. Okay? So this is the disclaimer that I want to give you first. The first one is, this is a Gulf News article where it exposes the 15 million dirham rice scam, which all of you have read, I'm pretty sure, where 250 containers, shipping containers, massive containers of rice were of 15 million dirhams, which were stolen, not paid for. And when they arrived in UAE, okay, they were sold at a throwaway price, 10% or 50% of its actual value. And the checks that were issued to the people who supplied it realized that these checks were bounced. Okay, read the article. The link is put down in the description below. Okay, so this scam is nothing but, let's say I order rice from the main supplier. He says, I'll supply it. I give him a check. I take the rice. And when he is going to, I make sure that the dates are such that I receive the rice first, and then he has to encash later. Okay. So after the rice is received, I receive the rice. I sell it off for 10% or whatever of the actual value. And I quickly make the money and I run away. Now the check I gave to the guy, when he puts it into the bank, he realizes the check is bounced. There's no money. And then when he tries to contact my office, he finds that my office is shut down and there is nobody there. So I made quick money. I got a product that didn't belong to me. I sold it to someone else. I got money for it. I ran away. The guy who purchased it got the benefit of 10% of its actual value. But the wholesaler who sold the rice, he suffers. Okay. His family suffers, his business suffers, his employees suffer. Now, this is just to simplify the whole article. So when I did a little bit of research, I found Gulf News had an older article which was shared, the title being, wait, let me just go on to the article that is here. It's still on Gulf News. The article is dated 20th September 2017. Now imagine 2 years ago. This was written by Mazhar Faruqi, who's one of the top most investigative journalists. He has been given awards for his work by UAE government, by the Indian government. Globally, he is recognized. So this guy came out with this amazing article, which I really want you to read. The link is put down below. So here in this article, he gives in detail all the evidence against three masterminds. Okay. What he says is these people are responsible for 100. Those that is in 2017 they were responsible for 150 scams that were committed, and these 150 scams wiped out $1 billion dirhams from the market. Now, just think about it. Okay, just think about it for a minute that if this 1 billion is wiped out from the market, who gets affected? It is the people. You are talking about business houses losing money, businesses shutting down, families suffering, employees not being paid. It affects the economy. And if you keep having scammers operating in a country where they keep looting people of billions of dirhams or dollars, eventually it will impact the country. The country will get bankrupt. The problem with the UAE is UAE likes to show it's very modern. UAE likes to show that they have technology, they have amazing laws, but there are so many loopholes in the country. That is why they are considered like camel brains. Not to put them down, but if you have a company that is, let's say, opened in, this is one of the loopholes, I'm sharing the loopholes. You can open a company with trade license in Ras Al Khaimah, have your employees stay in Ajman, have the office opened in Dubai, have some other people meeting in Abu Dhabi. So you operate through different parts of the Emirates. So if someone wants to track you down, they do not know where exactly to go. I have worked with such companies where I've seen them operate. Like this company that I was working for, let's call it a genius of a company. He had his trade license, which was based in Ras Al Khaimah. He had people operating with the phone calls in Ajman. The line that was given, the telephone line, was taken from Dubai, rerouted to Ajman. He had people staying in Sharjah, and they would travel to Ajman in Dubai. The head office was in Dubai, and then he had sub-branches of the main branch, and there he was operating in Abu Dhabi. So now if a customer had to, let's say, meet someone, some of them would go to Ajman office, some of them would go to the Abu Dhabi office, some of them would go to the sister concern of the main. Like, for example, you can have Loy. I'm just giving an example. Loy Macedo. Then Loy Macedo can have, let's say, you can have company A, company B, company C, all under the Loy Macedo branch. So when I issue a check, I can issue it from B, and then C will give you the service. So there are so many loopholes or ways that you can manipulate the system. And then when you go to the police and complain to them, they say, okay, register the case, we will look into it. By the time they look into it, months have passed and these people have run away. So in this article, he speaks about this businessman whose name is DR, who is originally from Hyderabad. He has given me his name, he has given me his photographs. Obviously, I don't want to share it, but this guy in his 40s, he has his company, which is SR Global Trading, which operated from UBL building on Bank Street, Barnabio. This is as per the article, okay? So he has a Russian wife. Those days, he used to drive a 7 Series BMW sedan, who has been living in Dubai since 25 years, has 14 cases registered against him by Al Rafa police station by his victims, okay? He is still operating. Even to this day, he is still operating, and he is doing the same thing. He's doing the same thing, what I just shared with you. Before, there was only one guy, DR. But now, there are splinter groups that have come out from DR. So let's say one guy worked very closely with DR, and he saw how much money DR is making. He's like, man, this guy's making shitloads of money. Why don't I open, he learns the tricks of the trade from DR. And he's like, why don't I do the same shit? So he creates his own company. Now he becomes a competitor to this. So DR is like, you asshole, you learned all the tricks of the trade, but obviously they can't do anything to each other because they both are doing illegal stuff. So then now you have two competitors. Then he brings someone else who he trusts. They also break out. So now you have splinter groups. Before there was only one. In the early 80s, there was only one. Now there are, it seems, more than 60 of them operating. All right, I'm reshooting this part of the video because the previous shooting that I did, it didn't come out very well. So I'm redoing this once again. Okay. Now, this part of the video will explain to you how is it possible that these scammers or these fraudulent businessmen, these con men, how is it that they are able to cheat others of millions, get people, report them to the police, but then they are able to do it once again without any problems? How is it that scammers and fraudsters keep coming to the Middle East and operating and are able to do this without any hassles? In this video, I will explain to you the loopholes that these fraudulent characters have. Now, it's very simple, okay? The first part. First is you need to set up an image. So what they do is they set up a nice website. Today, you can create a website very easily. You just have to go online and buy a domain name. It can be $50, $20, very easy. You can buy a domain name with anyname.com. Okay, you just purchase it, or you purchase it through some other, let's say, company online, and you manage to get a nice domain name. After you get a domain name, go to any of these freelance websites like Fiverr, Freelancer, Upwork. There are so many of these websites that have freelancers from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. You get even youngsters who are willing to do this as low as $5 an hour. In fact, you can get a complete website done for even as low as $50, $50 to $100. They have ready-made templates. Okay, it's very easy. They'll get images from online websites. They'll get content copy-pasted from people who are doing more or less the same thing which you're doing. Put some nice images, put some nice content, create some nice tabs, copy paste other people's template, and last but not the least, put nice recommendations. People who would say, oh, this company is great, oh, this guy is so reputed, oh, I've been dealing with it so many years. You can even pay people from $10 to $50 where they will speak very highly about you and your company, and you can get them globally or all around the world from these websites. Okay. In some cases, you even have these scammers or fraudsters, they have in their village, let's say Kerala or Andhra or UP or Sri Lanka or Bangladesh, they have youngsters whom they teach and train and tell them, you don't have to go anywhere, sit at home, and your only job is to create websites. Your only job is to manage these websites. Your only job is to take calls, which I'll reroute through you. So they are given a very good salary, very good package. And, they don't have to go anywhere. They can work from home. The infrastructure is provided. So either they have freelancers or they have a dedicated website team, okay, and a call center. So this is the first part of the process. Domain name, website, okay, you're professional. After you've done that, the second step is to have a business license. For this, it's very simple. You have two choices. Either, number one, you create one from zero. You can go to RAC free zone, Ras Al Khaimah free zone, Ajman free zone, Sharjah free zone, Fujairah free zone. You can register a company as low as from $1,000 to $5,000. You can register a company. They'll give you a desk space. They'll give you a virtual office. Finish. It's done. Or you can find out anybody who's selling their business, a business that has been 5 years, 10 years, 20 years in existence, a very old trade license, or a company that everyone knows, the market knows, and this owner is selling because he's old or he's fed up or, he's not making profits. So he's willing to sell his trade license. So these guys will purchase this trade license and transfer the name to them. So people don't know this. The name is there and it's like a reputed company which has been 5 years or 10 years or 20 years in the market. Okay, so either a new trade license or an existing one. So this is the second part of the process. First one is website domain name and you look professional online. Second one is you have a company registered. Number three, then after that you go and go to a tower, any of these big towers, or go to Jumeirah, Business Bay, or go to Jumeirah Lake Towers, any of these posh areas, and purchase a office. Okay, rent out an office, pay 6 months, and put a nice signboard, put your company name, and buy very expensive looking furniture, or you can get even expensive looking furniture from Ajman, which is like 1/10 the actual price. Nowadays, you can get anything that looks fancy, made in China. You can get something really good. Okay, so you buy the office, the furniture, the laptops, or the computer stuff. Everything is there. So you're finished with it. Then you make sure that the telephone lines are in place. Okay, you have the office, you have the internet, you have the trade license, you have the website. Now comes the recruitment process. The recruitment process it doesn't take rocket science. What these guys do is they go to their village. They go to a place where they know people are desperate to come to the Middle East, or they go to a recruitment agency in India or Pakistan. And they ask these guys, who wants to come down to the UAE to make some money? In fact, in some cases, they have even taken actors and actresses who are desperate, who want a role at their promised big promises. You will be in Hollywood or Bollywood or whatever. And they're told you need to act, to play this part. And they are given a very attractive package, mind you. Huh? So this is one of the extreme cases. But in most of the cases, what they do is they get people who, youngsters, graduates are just coming out of college and they want to come to Dubai, they want to go in foreign country and all that stuff. So they employ these people either in sales or in call centers or, part of the operations of the company. The main guy, however, they should be a main guy. Remember this. They should always be a guy that represents the face of the company. So this main guy, normally they get someone who's very mature, who's mature looking at least, someone who's very trustworthy, someone who he knows his limitations. Now, let's say, for example, the guy normally is employed as a manager. This is the maximum he can get. He's in his 50s. He can only get a job as a manager. The maximum he can get is, let's say, $1,000 a month. After the interview, the guy will tell him, I think you have potential. You should be taken as a general manager. And $1,000, well, I'll give you $1,000 plus accommodation, plus food, plus I'll give you an assistant. So they give him an offer which they cannot refuse. Like, for example, me, when I was enticed by this company, which I told you does fake degrees. If you Google search on YouTube, I spoke about the company that, publishes fake degrees. The salary I asked that guy approximately, let's say $1,500. I think it was, how much? $5,000. I'd asked him $5,000. He offered me $5,000 plus a Range Rover, plus a 3-bedroom apartment, plus servants, plus, a complete computer setup, the latest state of the art. Plus, he told me you don't need to report to work. You can work from home. So he gave me something that I couldn't refuse. I was like, wow, he's giving me Plus, he told me you will not be taken only as a manager. I'll give you the position as a director. For a guy in his 30s, where I'd asked for only $5,000, I was getting $5,000 plus a Range Rover, plus a 3-bedroom apartment, plus servants, plus all expenses paid, plus food, plus a computer setup, plus I don't need to report to work. I can work from home. I mean, it was like, wow. And plus a position as a director. So you can understand. It was like, it doesn't take rocket science to say that, wow, yes, I will accept it. So they give such people, especially the main guy, an offer they cannot refuse. In fact, in many cases, they even give them, let's say they give them a house. They purchase a house. They purchase a land. They give them interest-free loan. They help in, let's say, their daughter wants to get married in India. A daughter getting married is a very big responsibility. They undertake all these financial responsibilities and they say, we'll take care of everything. Okay? You just have to work and do as I say. So the guy is like more or less happy. And they don't tell them that we are doing anything illegal. They just say that you just have to do the operations. And they trust them so much that they are ready to sign on any document. Most of these guys, their only job is to sign. Because my job, I was also asked to sign many documents, the letterheads, which are blank, just sign on all of them and they will do the rest. So I was like, okay, I'll just sign. So what do I care? I mean, it's looking like a legit business. The company has amazing websites. The company is supposed to have all these branches. So you trust them. So now you have the recruitment process, the many salespeople, which I told you. You have salespeople who are desperate to come to UAE. You have girls who will be answering calls, and you have the main guy. Here's one more thing that they also incorporate. They give them training. The main guy is given training what to say and how to present himself. And the salespeople, all of them are given training in the particular area. Let's say, for example, they are moving into the laptop business, electronics, laptops and computers. They will teach and train them what to say, how to negotiate, and everything related to laptops and computers. Let's say they're moving into cement or building or construction. They will teach them what is to be said in the building construction industry. So whatever the jargon is, whatever the specialization is, training is provided to them before they actually come down to the Middle East. So presentation techniques, communication techniques, specialization techniques, everything is offered. Now, these guys are absolutely ready, the main guy and the team. Once they come down, after they are flown down, all of them are given visit visas. Mind you, visit visas. They are not given the actual visas, and they are told that the visas are under process. They are all given accommodation provided by the company. They are all given transportation provided by the company. I know this because I was working with some of these people. And they are picked and dropped at the same time. They're given food. So you don't have to worry about anything. You just have to get up and go to work and come back. And they are also given an incentive that if you sell X amount, this is your commission. If you sell beyond this, this is your commission. And the commissions that they offer are so attractive that you just feel like giving your heart and soul into working for this. So sometimes, like in this company, they said 3 months is the target. If you achieve month after month, you'll get these slabs. And if you achieve the overall target, you'll get, let's say, a car. You'll get something outlandish. And they actually honor their commitments. So these salespeople are really driven because they want to prove it. And when you get youngsters who want to prove themselves, they will do anything. Now, the next part is, once they land in UAE, okay, they're given a driver. They are allocated specific zones. Like you will target these zones, this particular area of the Dubai market, and these 5 companies. Okay, so each one is given a particular zone, a particular group of companies that he has to target. Now, initially, there is always breaking the ice. Let's say, for example, I'm going to one particular zone and I'm meeting these 5 people. Now, obviously, they don't know me. They don't know much about the company. Company is new. I give my visiting card, which is printed, okay, by the company. I give them my business card. And then I ask them an inquiry. I would like to purchase 5 laptops from you. So initially they'll give me the price. So I'll negotiate and then finally I'll say, okay, fine, I'll buy it. So the guy sells me the laptops. After, let's say, 1 week, I come again and I say, I'd like to purchase not 5, this time 10. Can you give me a better price? So I purchase that and I give him cash again. And the cash is provided by the company. So I started off with 5 laptops, moved to 10, moved to 20, moved to 30. And very soon, what happens is that relationship gets built up between the buyer and the seller. So he keeps selling these products and I keep buying and I keep giving him cash. And sometimes I give him my mix. I give him a PDC. I try to convince him, take a PDC from the company. In 30 days, you'll get the amount. You can charge me a little more and here's the remaining cash. So now what is happening is a relationship is being developed. And the owner of the company is very smart. He's keeping an eye on what is happening. Okay, every 2 days, he's buying something, he's paying cash. He's buying, he's paying cash, buying, he's paying cash. And now he's taking on credit, but he is also paying on time. So now the seller starts believing this buyer, starts believing me. Oh, Loy is a guy, he purchases, but he pays on time. And for the seller, he's earning his commission. His company is very happy that this guy is getting good sales. And they can see the numbers growing. Now, everything is planned out. Everything is planned out. They know that this is the deadline. Let's say January, the process started of buying. They know by June is where they're going to purchase a really big amount. So from January till June, the process keeps taking place with the orders ever increasing in amounts. Okay. Then finally it comes to the part where when they feel that the relationship, that this guy really trusts the company or trusts the person, that is where a very big order is placed. That is where maybe the dummy guy, you remember the main guy who I told you, who represents the face of the company, he will have an appointment and he'll say, okay, I have purchased X amount from you from all these months. Okay. This time I don't want to purchase, let's say 1,000 laptops. I want to purchase 10,000 laptops from you, 10,000. Okay. I'll give you a PDC and it will be honored in 1 month's time for sure. So the guy thinks about it. Okay. He has purchased so many times from me. He's going to purchase 10,000 laptops. He's giving me cash. Why not? He's giving me a PDC, but he's going to honor it. Where he's going to run away? His company is set up here. He has a nice office in Jumeirah Lake Towers or Business Bay. Where's he going to run? So because the relationship has been built, maybe the salesman took him out for a couple of drinks, maybe brought him to the office, maybe showed him the office with everyone working, so they believe it. So they sell 10,000 laptops. Now, mind you, what this guy doesn't know is this sale is happening with another 100 sellers at the same time. So 10,000 laptops with another 100 sellers. So it's nearly 1 million laptops. 1 million laptops all are being stored in my warehouse. Okay, so this is the buying process. Now comes the next part of the equation, that is the big date. Now, I told you from January the process started. I'm giving you an example. And June is supposed to be that big sale which they're going to have. So I have 1 million laptops. It can be laptops, it can be smartphones, it can be watches, it can be gaming devices, it can be holidays, goats, rice, wheat, sugar, clothes, garments, belts, anything. Okay. So I purchased all this. Mind you, I've given a PDC, post-dated check, just a paper with an amount on it. And I've taken these products. I keep it in my warehouse. Okay, I keep it in my warehouse. Now, as the process of buying and keeping in the warehouse, I had another team that contacted a different set of buyers. These were sellers. I purchased all of it and I kept it in my warehouse. Now, my team contacted a group of buyers who want to buy these laptops, who want to buy, let's say, they want to buy rice, wheat, sugar, garments, ties, belts, smartphones. They are active buyers. Now, the question is, why should they buy from me? Why should they buy? Because I will be giving them a price which is throwaway. To give an example, an iPhone which is selling for, let's say, $999 or $1,000. It's selling for $1,000. I put up online that I'm giving a special offer, or I send them an email, original iPhones with the certificate of authenticity, everything else. I'm giving you not for, which is costing $1,000. I will give it to you for $600. I'm giving you at a 40% discount. Why? Because I need cash badly. So a buyer, if he knows that he's getting the original, authentic product with a certificate to prove it, and he's getting a 40% off, and the market doesn't give any discount, do you think the person would say no? In some cases, let's say the Bose new headphones, the 700 series, which is costing, I'll tell you, which is costing around $400. The Bose headphone series, which is costing $400, both on Bose, is being sold online on certain websites, which is $400, is being sold for $200, $250. How is it possible that a brand new product is being sold for half the price with original, certificates to prove that this is authentic? This, it baffles people. But I'll tell you, the buyer doesn't care, because these are the buyers from Africa, from Sri Lanka, from Bangladesh, from US, from UK. They don't care. Australia, they're like, you're giving me an original product? No, you need cash? I'll give you cash. So in some cases, they give buy one, get one free. In some cases, they give buy this iPhone, I'll give you $200 worth of the AirPods for free. They give special offers. Buy one tie, I'll give you another 2 ties for free. Shirts, buy whatever shirt you buy, I'll give you one for every tie, every shirt that you buy, something for free. Okay. So they get an offer they cannot refuse. But the only condition is, I want cash, down payment cash. That's it. You borrow, you do whatever, give me cash. So all the products come to the warehouse on that single day. Within a few days, or even sometimes in some cases within a few hours, all the products are sold. It's like I'm giving you buy one laptop, get one laptop for free. Who wouldn't want to buy that? Buy the brand new iPhone, buy it at 40% off. I have 10 pieces. Who wouldn't want to buy that? All business people, they are desperate for such deals. They will buy everything. So within a few hours or days, the whole warehouse is cleaned. After that, I clean up the warehouse, make sure that there is no evidence, not a shred, and I close the warehouse. Then I inform the management, okay, products are sold. Inform the manager. Now what they do is they inform all the salespeople, okay guys, your visa is going to be under, we are going to give you the work visa. So because you have a visit visa, go back home and we will send you the new visas, and then you come back. So salespeople are very happy. They are given their salaries, they're given their commissions, and they're told, go back to your country, go back wherever you came from, and we will send you work visas. In some cases, they are told that this is your salary, we'll give you the bonus. We'll give you the bonus once you land there, we'll transfer to your account. So people are very happy. They go back home. Obviously, 3 months you didn't see your family, they go back home. All the salespeople, everyone, they go back individually or however. So they have gone back home. And now what you do is the office, you close it down. You either sell off the furniture or you just leave it, you just shut off. Okay. Next, what you do is the main guy who is supposed to be the main signatory. You tell him, okay, I have another project for you in some other part of India or Pakistan or Sri Lanka or Bangladesh, whatever. I want you to go there. So obviously the guy will be like, okay, wherever, you're paying me a good salary, you're giving me a good package, what do I care? I'll go to whichever place you want. So he also vanishes. So now they've closed the warehouse, they've closed the main office, they've closed all the operations. And now the only thing that is left is these wholesalers who sold you the product with the PDCs, their checks. On the due date, on the date that this check is going to be encashed, they go to the bank. When they present the check to the bank says, sorry, sir, there's no funds, the check is bounced. Now this guy is hey, how is it bounced? This is the first time his check is bounced. So immediately he calls up the phone. When he calls up the phone is dead. Nobody's picking up the phone. They try a couple of times. Now panic sets in. Then they go visit the office. The office, which was flashy, which they give them a VIP welcome and all that. They go to the office. Guess what? Nobody is there. Okay? Nobody's there in the office. And now panic sets in. Okay, I'm contacting these guys, nobody's there. I'm checking the office, nobody's there. One by one, they find out other suppliers are coming. And they realize, sheesh, we have been conned. So what did they do? Now they go to the police station. When they go to the police says, okay, you have the case, okay, give me all the details. Now, just imagine that these people were in Dubai. They are in Dubai, they register the complaint. When they register the complaint, they say, okay, get the trade license, whatever. The trade license, if it says that it is a company based in Ras Al Khaimah, which is another emirate, the police will normally say, listen, man, this is a company registered in Ras Al Khaimah. You need to go register in Ras Al Khaimah and get in touch with the Ras Al Khaimah police. The Dubai police, what does it care? You go to Ras Al Khaimah, which is a different emirate with a different rule. Ras Al Khaimah, you go register. Oh, okay, fine. But this check is issued in Dubai. You need to go to Dubai. So now you go to Dubai, and then somehow you find a connection to Ajman because your office was there in Ajman. They had a branch in Abu Dhabi. Another one, they had something in Alain. A different part of the Emirates, different complaints. So now you go everywhere, you register everywhere the complaint, and then finally you realize, sheesh, it's not going anywhere, so you make a court case. After you make a court case, an investigation has been conducted, and by the time all this happens, it's like the main guy, has already taken this money, is already creating another scam to operate. So by the time all this comes into fruition, 6 months have gone. And now where do you go? Who do you complain? Where do you find these salespeople? You can't find them. Where do you find the main guy? He's nowhere to be seen. Where do you find the company? Company is shut down. So who do you contact? Everyone knows who the main guy is, especially of the story that I've shared with you from Gulf News. They know who the main guy is. But where is the evidence that can come together? Especially when, for example, the company that I was working for, before I came to know that what they are doing, the guy had around 23 companies that I knew of, 23. In each of the 23 companies, he had one of his relatives working there, okay, from Kerala. And each one of them, they didn't know how to speak English. But because he paid them money, they were very happy. They would only sign. Every time he took a signature from them, he gave them money. And they were so happy, they just kept signing all the letterheads without anything written there. They were just busy signing because these people are from the village. So they gave them all the letterheads, everything, signed in advance, stamped in advance. So they become a legal document. You can type anything that you want. And whenever there was a need for them to be in the country, they would just fly them down and they would take them for a meeting. They would not do the talking. The other person would do the talking. So now when the business is put in someone else's name, where you have the power of attorney or understanding between each other, where you can take the cash and no questions are being asked, And then when the company shuts down and this guy is no longer in the country and they can't locate him where he's in the vast, planet or the universe, who do you catch? So this is how these guys have been operating. It's very hard to capture them. One of the biggest reasons being, the biggest, is because UAE or the Middle East considers such a case, a complaint, not as a criminal offense. They consider this as a bounce check case. What is a bounce check case? You issued a check, you didn't have funds, so you just have to pay some amount of money as per Sharia law. Let's say you issued a check for 1 million, make a court case, it drags on for 6 months, 1 year. Finally, the owner can say, or if they catch the person, I don't have any money, I'm broke, I'm completely dead. So they'll reach an agreement. Okay, fine. As per Sharia law, you have taken 1 million, you don't have any money. So what to do? Okay, pay 10,000, finish, close the case. And in most cases, the people don't even go through this because you need to pay the lawyer, which is a huge amount of money. For every time you consult the lawyer, you have to pay maybe $5,000 or $1,000 or 5,000 dirhams, or minimum 500 dirhams to every time, because he's not doing it for charity. Then you need to pay the court. You need to be there at the court. You need to go to the court. So much of time, effort, and money is spent just on legal hassle. So many companies, they just don't feel it's worth it. And here's the biggest news flash. 99% of the cases who are involved in these fraudulent events, they never get their money back. They never ever get their money back. So you can have, it's like you already lost 1 million and then you make a legal case and then you have to pay another 250,000 just to have this legal case running. So you dig your grave even further. And in most of the cases, after they've lost their money, they've lost everything. They don't even have the means to, put a case on these people. So what do? So this is the actual process of how these fraudulent characters operate in the UAE and Middle East. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what are your thoughts, because I'm telling you, as we speak, it's happening right now. It's happening right now. These guys, even though they have been reported and spoken about, I've given a list of names of all the companies that are actually doing this. And more companies can be created. You can open up, one single individual can open more than 100 companies, no questions asked, no background check. I can open a company in 100 other people's names and have a memorandum of understanding between us. I can have legal documentation that indirectly proves that this company belongs to me, but I don't need to present it. Legally, it shows that it belongs to, let's say, some other guy, Ramu or Raju, and it seems that he's the owner. But I have the other documents to prove that Raju and Ramu's company actually belongs to me, but there's no way to prove it. So when you do not have a centralized system, you can take advantage of this loophole, and that is what these companies are doing. So my message to you is only, if you're dealing with any company, you don't have to believe a word I say. You're dealing with any company, make sure you take anything on cash. Like I always tell people, it's the great achievement is not getting a project. Many people tell me, oh, Loy, we got this project of Expo 2020. We have been confirmed as the vendors for this. That's not a big fucking deal. Anybody can be confirmed as a vendor. Anyone can be given a project. It's, do you get your cash in hand on time? Because when it comes to giving you the money, that is where if you take PDCs, you're fucked. Because if the company declares bankruptcy or is closed down or the owner runs away, you just have a PDC in your hand, a check, but there's no money. So my message to you is, any business dealings that you do, make sure it's cash. Take the money in hand, only then deliver the product or service. Otherwise, never ever get into it. Otherwise, you're going to get fucked. Now moving back to the video. For example, in 2004, you had Christy Fashion's garment store in Dubai that cheated people of several of their purchases, giving them dirt checks. That is 2004. 2005, you had another bogus firm, that is Aafron Trading. Now, this is all taken from this article. Then 2006 to 2010, he did this same Mr. DR. He did it in Singapore and Hong Kong. 2011, he tried to do it in China. under the guise of Euro Global Trading International. However, China has stringent laws. He nearly got imprisoned for life. However, the Indian embassy, which is another crazy little, they said, oh, our Indian citizen, release him. And well, he managed to get out from there and realize China is too dangerous. Let me focus on Dubai. Dubai is easy money. 2015, he sets up SR Global Trading, a company owned by an Indian chap, and it's DR who's calling all the shots. He purchases cameras, perfumes, vegetable oil, iPhones, construction material worth 35 million. Okay, and then eventually, once again, he cheats them. So, you know, if you actually look at all the companies, these are so many companies. Like you have Brightway Technical Services in DIP, Black Star Electronics in Dera. Then these companies, they shut down shop. They lost everything. ESSM Power Control Switchgear, they lost 1 million. Another company that delivered steel plates lost 350,000. Even cafeterias that supply food, they completely shut down. Black Star Trading, I think that was the company's name. They cheated them of everything. So you have all these people who are cheating people left, right, and center and making money. Now, some of the guys who are working for this chap, it seems one of them, his name is MA. He runs, now these are the legitimate business that they are doing. MA, this chap, he runs a computer shop in Dubai selling electronic items, and he hosts bogus websites. SB lives in Al Nada. He is responsible for purchasing and selling generators, switchgear, solar panels. ZS is a Pakistani-based woman who acts as a purchasing staff. Anna, who's a receptionist and in charge of supermarket purchases. FM specializes in building material. Now, here's one more thing for you to really think about. What I was told through this undercover journalist is they offer training programs to uneducated people who don't have any education, don't have any worthwhile degrees, but they're given proper training. They are taught how to speak. They are taught, let's say, for example, the guy is from the village. He doesn't know anything about computers. He is actually given training and paid money during the training phase, told that this is what you need to do. We'll take care of your family. We'll make sure that your sister gets married. We'll buy the land for you. We'll buy a house. So the guy who doesn't have anything, who doesn't have any future, he sees all these benefits coming to him and his family. So he takes a lot of interest in working hard to provide for his family. And then when he comes to Dubai, because he's given this amazing training, when he has to go purchase, let's say, for example, laptops, he knows what to talk. He knows how to talk. He knows what technical stuff to say. So the person who's selling feels that, oh, I'm dealing with a professional. And because he's given the exact sales script, what to say and how to say it, just like if you watch the movie where Leonardo DiCaprio, he plays the Wolf of Wall Street, they're given this particular script. He knows what is to be said. They say it exactly the way they are thought, and that is where the deals are made. They also have people specialized, like, let's say, for example, building materials. These guys are trained what to say about building materials. Someone who is dealing in electronics, he knows what is to be said. In fact, they even know that certain people, their weaknesses are women. Okay, there was this major switchgear company that bought in females from Turkey, bought in females from different parts of like Palestinian women, Lebanese women. They were paid very high salaries. They were given proper training, and they were told wear skimpy outfits when you're going and meeting these managing directors or these big guys. And yes, give them a little bit of extra, service. Yeah, but make sure that the deals come, the sales confirm. And if you take care of all this, we will take care of you, your expense, your family. And when you're talking of people who do not have a future, who do not have any hope, but you're giving them so much money, it's very hard to say no. And I know this because I worked for one of these companies. I told you, a genius of a company that was doing fake degrees, fake certificates. It is still operating. It is still operating in UAE. Okay. if someone were to give you a million, let's say someone were to give you $1 million, you don't have any education, you don't have any hope, you're earning only $500 a month, just $500, and someone tells you, I will give you $1 million, house, land, I'll take care of your family, I'll make sure that your sisters, Indian culture have girls have to get married, I'll take care of their expense, I'll take care of your son's education, your brother's education, your father's medical treatment, your mother's medical treatment. I'll make sure that you have money in the bank for your future. Who wouldn't want this? If someone gives me $1 million and tells me, Law, you have $1 million that will remain in your bank for your future, for your wife, for your children, do you think I'm going to say no? And then they also tell them that, don't worry, nothing bad is going to happen to you because we know the loopholes of the system. And even if you do get jailed, we have the lawyers, we have the experts who will bring you out of jail. And I've seen people who get a court case put against them or go to jail, but they get removed immediately within a few days and they're scot-free. So when you know the loopholes in the system, who can touch you? So, coming back to this article, so you have this guy. The first guy is DR. The second guy is MB. Okay, MB, he has a couple of brothers who are also working in UAE. But since they had a scuffle, now the brothers operate the illegal business separately. He operates his illegal business separately. He's based in Reliance. Now, mind you, this is in 2017 that this article was written. Obviously, they might have changed their residence. So they have a hypermarket. They have a shop located near a hypermarket in Karama, and it's run by the wife. So, like I told you, there are loopholes in the system. You can have your wife, you can have a business registered under your wife's name, and your wife does all the, all the signatures, and she does all the business transactions. You're actually the brains behind it. So the companies that this guy created, Mr. MB, Royale General Trading in Dera, where he cheated people of 2 million. Braza General Trading in Dera, who cheated people of 1 million. Lifeline Surgical Trading in Ajman, that cheated people of 3 million. This is all in 2016. In August, you have Salim Electrical Devices, SED, in Sharjah, that cheated people of 1 million. It seems that he was arrested by Dubai police for the complaints that were received, but then he was released. Like I told you, these are loopholes in the system. Why do you think so many scammers and so many people who are in illegal business come down to the UAE? Because these loopholes exist only in the Middle East. You can get away with it, especially in Dubai. Okay? In one case, as per this article, it seems, in one case, these signatories, these managing directors, or these people who are signatories, you have one guy who was a mason, one guy who was a driver. In Sunlink Marine, the guy was a mason. Okay? In another, Salim Electrical Devices, the signatory, the head of the company, was a driver. In Steelite Electrical, 2014, it was an Indian man who never traveled to the UAE. However, his identity was stolen and used. His signature was forged, and they used his fake ID to actually make the transactions. So, the runaway firms include, which is put down here, okay, in the article, is Barnabio, 10 million, Reliance with many E's, 5 million, Explore, 15 million, Shikha, 2 million, Priyanka GT, 1 million, Connex, 3 million, SR Global, 15 million, Heide, 2 million, Trade Key, 2 million, Midwest General Trading, 3 million, LMI, Lloyd Messido International, okay, or whatever, LMI, not Lloyd Messido International, 500,000, Dyna Trade, 400,000, Brightway, yet to be tabulated. Okay, so as per this article, in 2017, how many people got cheated? Around 3,000 to 4,000 of them got cheated of their hard-earned money, and they lost everything. So now, what were the materials that they purchased? Anything. It can be electronic items, stationery items, food stuff, home appliance, industrial equipment, hotel stays, even hotel stays, even the international flight bookings. Okay. Some of the stuff that they purchased were 2,000 goats, hundreds of Ferrari World tickets, 10,000 fire extinguishers, 60,000 gallons of diesel. Okay. When they purchase them, they rent out these warehouses in Ajman and Sharjah. They keep them there and it's sold off very, very fast. Okay. Now, there are many of these gangs. In fact, if you read these articles, you'd find out what I'm saying. So, and remember this, the person who is actually committing the crime, he has a world-class legal team in place. He has world-class lawyers and they cannot be touched. So this has been going on and on. And these people are doing this left, right, and center. So now what is the shocking bit? What is the shocking bit? I'm going to share with you the companies which are actually currently doing the scams. These are companies which are actually cheating people right now. They are cheating people right now and they are making money. Now, I'll give you a disclaimer. You don't have to believe a word I'm saying. Don't believe a word I'm saying. But I rather request you is use this information to be on the safer side. So if in case what I'm saying is right, then you have the benefit that you have not been cheated. If what I'm saying is wrong, at least take safety. So what I'm trying to tell you is if any of these companies are going to approach you, don't give them on PDC. Tell them, give me cash. Even if you give me less, I make lesser margin, but give me cash. Don't give me a PDC because a check can bounce. But cash, when you give me cash in hand, it cannot bounce. So I'll give you a list of 35 companies which have been shared, which have been informed as these are going to be fraudulent companies, or they are going to be these companies run by this process. Don't deal with them on PDCs, deal with them on cash. Like I told you, if I'm wrong, well, at least you got your money. But if I'm right, it has saved you from being cheated. Now, which are the companies? As for this undercover journalist, these are the 35 companies. I'm going alphabetically and I'll be putting their names down below in the links. Like I said, you don't have to believe me, but just take precaution when dealing with this company. I'm not saying maybe they are good companies. Maybe they're good companies, but deal with them only on cash. So which are the companies? As for this undercover journalist, they are Aafron Trading, Alzircon, Apex Dream General Trading, Barnabio, then Blaze Trading, Braza, Brightway Technical Services, Christy Fashion, Class 5, Connex, Crystal City, Danat Al Mamzar, Dynamax, Explore Marine, Fast Electronics, Lifeline Surgical Trading, Maguc City Trade, Midwest, Najm Al Wafa, Noor Najah, Noor Office Supplies, PAL, and then Priyanka Trading, Reliance, Ronnington, Royale Brand General Trading, Royale Arwa General Trading, Salim Electronics, Shahid Umar General Trading, Shikha Electrical, Silver Line hore. Okay, SR Global, Steelite, Trade Key, and Vander Heide. Okay, like I told you, you can have various names. It's very easy to open a company. You can have even Walter X. You can have Brainx. You can have any fancy name of any company. You can have a dummy guy who is an authorized signatory. Like I know when I told you the genius of a company, he had his father who is uneducated as an authorized signatory. The father used to just put sign on all the letterheads which nothing was written there. They just have their signatures there. They have their passport copy. They have everything. And this guy is sitting back home in India in a village. So I'm busy using his name because his name is on the trade license. His signature is there. I have his passport, which matches everything, and I'm busy purchasing products, doing transactions in his name. So if in case there's a legal issue, well, they have to arrest this guy, but this guy is not in the country. So what the fuck do you do? There are even cases where the signatory is someone else, but it is, you're given the power of attorney to someone else. You have this company which is based in Sharjah and operating from Ajman with headquarters in Dubai and the main office in Abu Dhabi. So where do you go? Which police do you go? Do you go to Dubai police, Ras Al Khaimah police, Fujairah police, Sharjah police, Ajman police, and each one doesn't have the jurisdiction to go to another part of the emirate. So all I'm telling you is, if any company is asking you on PDC, post-dated check, tell them, no, sorry, I would rather deal with you with cash. So if you offer me cash, fine. Don't offer me cash, sorry, no. And keep this in mind. It's very simple to create a website. Very simple to put bullshit on the website. Very easy to fake recommendations. Very easy to have outsource call center in India. Okay? These are fraudulent companies. They hire these uneducated people. You can even have a fake office. You just have to Google search the number of fraud cases that have taken place in Dubai. They have these amazing offices. They have these amazing people, marble tiles office with the teak wood kind of furniture. And then they just run away. Okay. In UAE or in the Middle East, these fraudulent characters exist. Why? Because there are plenty of loopholes in the system. Plenty of loopholes. Okay. And they will cheat you left, right, and center. One last example. Like I asked this undercover journalist, how is it that they trick the travel agencies or these companies? Like, I give this example of travel agencies being cheated off in hundreds of tickets or bookings. So I asked him, how do they actually do that? How is it possible? So this is the solution he gave me. This is the answer he gave me, rather. I create this website. Let's say Loy Macedo's travel agency, okay, and I give you a holiday to Thailand, holiday package to Thailand. Let's say a holiday package to Thailand costs, just for example purpose, $1,000. I advertise online and say, I'm going to give you a holiday package to Thailand for 1 week, which is $1,000. I'll give it to you for $100 if you book now. And people are like, fuck, it's $1,000. You're giving it to me for $100. I'll book it immediately. So I sell like hotcakes. I sell 1,000 of these packages for $100. Where it is $1,000, I've sold for 100. And I tell people, you have to give me cash. People will say, why not? I'm saving 90%. Here's the cash. So I made $1,000. $100 of 1,000 people. So 1,000 into 100 is, I think, close to, 100,000. Okay, I made that money. I hope I got that right. I'm pretty bad at maths. Wait, let me calculate. Calculator. Okay. So 1,000 people into 100. So I made, 100,000. So I made 100,000 cash. So now I've taken your passport details. I've taken all your details, everything else, and I've said, I'm going to give you a ticket very shortly. Don't worry. Okay. Now I go to, let's say, Nabuda Exchange, or I go to some travel agency, and I say, guys, I want 1,000 tickets. 1,000. I'm making this package tour. I'll give you a good business. Can you book the ticket? So travel agency wants business. So they say, oh, wow, you want 1,000. We are more than happy to give you a special tour. And they obviously are selling $1,000 each. So these people's passport names, I give it to the travel agency. Travel agency gives me the tickets. All the information, I give it to these people. So I'm the middleman. I take it from travel agency, I give it to these guys. Okay, and I give them checks. And I tell them, don't worry, payment will come. Okay, so here's the sales guy is so happy. He negotiates with his manager. Let's take it on PDC. We're getting good business. Okay, fine. So on the due date, these guys obviously go for their holidays. They enjoy Thailand. They enjoy, $100. I get to enjoy everything. enjoy. He comes back, finish. He's happy. He enjoyed his holidays. I also, 100,000, I got money. I took the money. I managed. The guy who went on holiday, he's gone. I did the sale. I closed my office. I ran away. This poor salesman and this travel agency is waiting. Wow, $1,000. We are going to get these 1,000 bookings. We are going to in cash, PDC. On the due date, they go to the bank, present the check, only to find out, no, there's no money in the bank. Then you try to contact my office. Office doesn't exist. Office is closed down. The phone is ringing. Nobody's picking up. You finally desperately, go and check my office, which was in the tower, some tower. It's closed. You don't know where to go. You don't know who to get in touch with. Then finally, you realize, shit, have I been cheated? You go to the police. Police says, please register the complaint. We'll check. So 3 months you waited for the check. Then the police says, come after 1 month, we'll do our investigation. By the time, where do you go? So this is how they actually operate. And this is what has been happening. So what I'm trying to tell you is, this is a fraud, a scam that is still taking place in UAE. It's happening on a very large scale. Please be very, very careful if you're dealing with any company. Make sure that if you're dealing with any company, you deal only cash basis. So if you get cash in hand, it's safe. But if someone wants to give you a check, absolutely no. Do not deal with anyone with check, because if they give you a check and it bounces, there's nothing you can do apart from register police case and just let it rot. And that is where these fraudulent characters make their millions and they get away. So this is the shocking news that I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think there's an element of truth to it? Do you think I'm just sharing with you something that doesn't exist, or does this actually happen? And do you have any information? If you have any information, please go to the police, report to them, share it with them, and create the awareness, because we need to prevent fraud and scam from taking place and people losing their livelihood, people losing everything that they worked hard for. We should prevent honest, genuine business people getting cheated off their hard-earned money by these scammers. So this is what I wanted to share with you, a public service announcement. I hope that this creates a sense of awareness. Put on your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember, I always leave the comments there, and get in touch with me if you have any information to expose such companies or such fraudulent people.